Slow getting started here, but that's the way it is. Straight talking. That's me. Compassionate queen of straight talk. But I'm going to challenge you to do straight talking you. Straight talking you. Yes, all of you. Quite often we prefer to be a little gentler with ourselves or to judge others, because if we go and judge out there, we don't have to look at ourselves. And so the challenge is straight talking to yourself. Have you ever just started talking out loud when nobody is around to hear it? Just you. And yes, we have that silent listener, but we also sometimes talk to ourselves out loud. And we're talking to ourselves is if you were some future version of yourself. Sandra, do you remember what you did? Like, if I look back over my life, and everything is in decades now, but you get talking to yourself. Oh, I remember raising those kids, and I remember how that, and you go on. And pretty soon you've gone through the whole roller coaster ride of how you got to where you are. What a different person you are today. I know I'm totally different from that little girl that got married at 20 and a mom at 24 and then going into the insurance business at 35 or whatever. We evolve. I certainly did, and I know that you evolved as well. But we get talking to ourselves like we're in the future and we're looking back at where we've come. This little farm girl. Now I think, hey, this farm girl did okay. But I had to reframe it and understand that sometimes it was bumpy. So, in the article, you're going to see, have you ever caught yourself explaining what the ride to the top was like? On those things where you really went, what was that? Oh, man, I did $1 Million Roundtable 5 years in my first 9. And year 10, I had to pull my socks up and get going again. I forgot to set a new goal. I can look back and see. And a lot of times I'm catching myself thinking, oh, wow, I remember how tough those first 5 years were getting into the life insurance business and then into the financial world. I remember that, and it was bumpy. It was an obstacle. Sometimes I bumped my nose. Other times the horse ran away and I got dropped out of the bucket in the back of the cart, sort of. That's how it felt. But then I had to stop and think about it. How am I speaking to myself? It's like a mentor sharing insider tips with somebody you're really fond of. Could be. If you're doing that, if you're looking back and just kind of counseling yourself on what to expect next, well, I guess that happened. If I've had this success, I can look forward to this. If I run into another obstacle, am I going to let myself go into the negative, or I'm going to say, oh, there's a lesson here I'm learning, and learn the lesson and carry on? We call that reframing. So if we reframe our experiences, now you're into mentoring yourself, right? Yes, you are. It's really important to get hold of this idea of reframing things, learning the lesson, not punishing ourselves, because we're the worst judge. We're the most difficult on ourselves. But to be able to reframe and rethink and learn from the lesson and grow from there. So I'm just inviting you to lighten up and show yourself some empathy, and then have the fun to go and explore the lesson that you learned, and then go have dinner like I'm going to have. It's Coach Sandra, Compassionate Queen of Straight Talk. So happy to be connecting with you. Please consider your communication, how you've got words coming out at yourself, for others. We want it to be expansive and growing. You can do it, and you know it. I can help.